Hello, dear students. Welcome to I-Fal. My name is Teacher Nikki, and I am here to have another video lesson with you. So I am so excited to talk about a new topic for you today that will help you understand and construct better sentences using the English language. I know that these lessons will be very helpful for you to communicate using the English language that are grammatically correct and properly constructed, considering that we will be talking about some grammar topics. So I want you to concentrate on our lesson today, pay attention to our sample sentences, and please practice them very well even after the class. So let's go ahead and start our lesson. Let's go. So for today's lesson, let's go ahead and talk about your relative adverbs. So let's try to understand first its definition so that we can get a hold of its meaning or complete understanding. Now, the relative adverbs where, when, and why can be used to join sentences or clauses. While in fact, relative adverbs are used to combine sentences. So they replace the more formal structure of preposition plus which used to introduce a relative clause. Okay, if we remember about the relative clause in the past other videos, okay, so we put it in a more formal structure. Now your relative adverbs could replace that structure. Okay, in all the examples on this page, the relative adverbs are in bold and the adjective clause are shaded. Well, let's take a look at that. Okay, so now we have where. Okay, where introduces an adjective clause describing a place. Okay, I know the town where you live. All right, I know the town in which you live. Right, so we say that, but we can replace that with where. Okay, we also use when, okay, to introduce an adjective clause describing a time, right? They are talking about an era when a promise was a promise. So in which a promise is a promise, so then remove in which there. Okay, we could just use when. And then we also have why. So why introduces an adjective clause describing a reason. So you can say it is the reason why I left. Okay, so very easy. We have where, when, and why. So now, more examples of relative adverbs here. Okay, so a relative adverb is used to start a description for a noun. Okay, it is called an adjective clause. Okay, but it is also a relative adverb. Okay, used relative adverb to start it. So example, the seat where we sat last Saturday is still free. So the noun being described is the seat. The relative adverb is where. The adjective clause identifying the seat is, okay, the shaded, or which is the we sat last Saturday. Okay? Next one. I can remember a time when I could eat 4 hamburgers. Okay? So the noun being described is a time. All right, so that's why we can use when to start your relative or your adjective clause. I could eat 4 hamburgers. Next one, we do not know the reason why he left. So the noun there is the reason. Okay, why, modify the reason. Now you can omit the reason. So to avoid tautology or vagueness. So it's a necessary repetition. So we don't know why he left. So you can just mention that. We don't know why he left. So when a noun like seat has accompanying modifier, the seat, it is known as a noun phrase, okay, a group of words. All right, so please take note of that. So your adjective or your relative adverbs introduce your adjective clause or the clause that describes or modifies your noun. Now, examples of relative adverbs in quotations. Here are some examples of relative adverbs in real quotations. There is a time when even justice brings harm. So these are just from quotation. abdomen is the reason why man does not readily take himself to be a god. And I grew up in a place where the punk rock kids fed the homeless in the town square. So these are just real quotations or citations from literary work or books. All right. Now, more about relative adverbs. So we have here can nearly always be replaced with a preposition and the relative pronoun which. Okay, so just like we said, this is a formal construction. You have a preposition plus which. I am parked near the pier where we caught the conger eel. Okay, so I am parked near the pier on which we caught the conger eel. All right. I remember the era when teachers could give students the cane. So I remember the era during which teachers could give students the cane. Tell us the reason why you ditched your tent. Tell us the reason for which you ditched your tent. Okay. So this example is shown for completeness. Remember that with reason why, you should delete one of the words to avoid, okay, confusion, all right, or redundancy. Just remove the reason why. So tell us for which you ditch your tent. Tell us why you ditch your tent. So you can just remove the word reason or the reason. All right. So do we understand this for our relative adverbs? Okay. Now, we also have here your formal structure, preposition plus which, and then more common structure using relative adverbs. So let's see them here. So that's the restaurant in which we met for the first time. So how would you replace in which there? Where, because you modify the restaurant, so it's a place. That's the restaurant where we met for the first time. Next, that picture was taken in the park at which I used to play. So this is the park, so we can also use where. All right, the picture was taken in the park where I used to play. Next one, I remember the day on which we first met. I remember the day when we first met. There was a very hot summer the year in which he was born. There was a very hot summer the year when he was born. So we are modifying the year. Tell me the reasons for which you came home late. Tell me why you came home late. Do you want to know the reason for which he is angry with Sally? Do you want to know why he is angry for Sally? So always remember to consider the noun it's modifying. If it's a place or time or reason, then you can replace with relative adverb where, when, and why. Okay? So I hope you find our lesson today very helpful. So as I always say, the secret in making your communication skills in English better is constant practice. So I want you to please keep on practicing all the lessons that we've had in the past and even this present lesson. So I know that you can do it really well and you'll improve yourself eventually. So just keep believing in yourself and practice more, okay? Now, please stay tuned to our more lessons here in I-Fal, and please visit our website that I will flash on the next screen. I also encourage you to please subscribe to our classes because we have a lot of amazing teachers that will help you and guide you in improving your English skills. So once again, this is Teacher Nikki. So I'll just see you again on the next classes and video lessons that we're going to have. I know that we will have more amazing lessons in the future. So stay tuned and good luck. Study harder and I'll see you next time. Bye.